And we're happy to have Cowboys safety Barry Church in studio with us tonight, about to begin his 6th year from the University of Toledo. So you've got the OTAs starting here over a number of weeks later this week. To the naked eye, it looks like a glorified walkthrough. What do you really hope to get done when you get out in the field?
Well, basically, we just want to go out there and fine-tune our skills, get to learn the defense a lot better. You might have your position locked down as far as, your knowledge of what you have to do out in the field, but you might not know what the defensive line has to do, what the linebackers have to do as well on any specific call. So basically, it's just to fine-tune your skills and make sure you got the whole defense pretty much down pat.
I want to ask you about the young guys here in a minute, but first of all, I want to ask you about a veteran, the fact that Orlando Scandrick has his new contract. Now he's back with you guys full-time. What does it mean to have him back there with you again?
Oh, it means the world. He's one of our leaders back there. He's been one of our top corner, pretty much the past couple of years. He has a heck of a work ethic, and we need him to show the younger guys the ropes and how to work as hard as he can. And if we can get that accomplished, I see the sky's the limit.
Now you seem like such a mild-mannered guy, and he does not. How do you guys mesh there? Did you miss hearing his voice constantly when he wasn't there?
It's like he's constantly barking at somebody, but he gives our defense that edge. Coach always says he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. And he's right. He plays that way, and he's feisty, and that's what we need on our defense.
On the other hand, Dez is not likely to be around for these voluntary workouts, so that's another voice gone. Do you miss him when he's not around there?
Oh, just like Orlando. He plays with a big chip on his shoulder. He gets everything feisty, gets the competition rolling between the offense and defense because he's always mouthing off, and we're not going to stand for that, so we're going to retaliate on him. But he makes practice fun. I'm definitely going to miss him out there, and I just hope he can get back as soon as possible.
A big off-season theme seemed to be the addition of some so-called risky players. Greg Hardy, Randy Gregory, each come with a history. Your first impressions of Greg Hardy from what you've seen up close?
From what I've seen, his passion for the game is probably unmarked. This guy he just wants to win, and he wants to do whatever he can to win. His work ethic is unbelievable, and that's what we need on our defense, and I'm just glad he's on our team.
Gregory, the rookie, I know you haven't spent a lot of time with him, but just, again, at first glance, what do you think there?
Super athletic. He's rangy as heck. I'm surprised, he didn't go, earlier, in the earlier rounds. But this guy, he's super athletic, and he's going to get to the quarterback just as fast as any of our defensive linemen. So, once again, it makes my job easier, and I can't wait to have him out there.
What advice would you have for a young kid like this, or maybe you've already, imparted some of this advice on Gregory or Will? A guy who comes in with kind of a reputation, what would your advice be to him in terms of just kind of, making it happen and staying on the straight and narrow in the NFL?
If I can give him any advice, it was just to keep your head down and, keep quiet and just play football. Everything else will, work itself out. And as long as you got your football down pat, that's pretty much all you need to know. And just keep your head down, keep quiet, and ball out.
A guy you're likely to be playing alongside is the first-round pick, who really we haven't seemed to hear as much about as some of these other guys. Byron Jones from UConn, the corner. From what you've seen of him so far, what impresses you most?
He's another super athletic guy. The guy's all over the field. He jumps off the tape. Every time he catches the ball, it kind of just sticks there. There's no bobbling around, nothing like that. And he competes for the ball every single time. He's going up to try to the highest point to try to catch the ball, and that's what we're taught as defensive backs. So, the sky's the limit for this kid, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he has out there. I
was seeing where his nickname is the Senator because he's so politically correct. Will he fit in back there with your unit if that's his personality?
If that's his personality, we have multiple personalities out there. You go from Scandrick to a mild-mannered guy like myself, and then you got the Senator coming in. So I can't wait to see what he got out there, but I'm sure he'll fit in just fine.
Yeah, how much can a rookie at that position contribute right away?
Well, with his athletic ability, he can contribute at corner and at safety. So if anybody goes down or shoot, he might be back there with me or vice versa. So, with his athletic ability, the sky's the limit, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do.
So your secondary was addressed during the draft, pass rush addressed as well, as we mentioned. Sean Lee's back, McLean's back in the middle. Expectations for this defense, how good can you be?
We can be really good. We felt like last year was it was an okay season. We didn't get to the point where we wanted to get, so we're just trying to build on that. And if everybody stays healthy, I feel like the sky's the limit, and hopefully we can get to that marker where we want to do last year.
Get tired of hearing about the offense supposedly carrying this team? Does the defense have kind of a chip on its shoulder?
Oh, we always go into each and every game with a chip on our shoulder, but we don't let that bother us saying the offense is carrying us or anything like that. We just go on the field, do what we got to do to win, and bottom line is winning. So pretty much everything else will take care of itself.
Rod Marinelli, obviously rave reviews all around for him, but every time they show a cutaway of him on TV, it seems like he's screaming an F-bomb. I mean, this guy is as intense as anybody you're going to see during a game. What's it like to play for the Cowboys defensive coordinator?
He's like no one else I've ever played for. I mean, his passion for the game is just unbelievable. I mean, he just goes out there and just, every day, every practice, even a walkthrough, he's fired up, and he just makes you want to play that much harder for him, and I'm glad he's my coach.
You ever played for anybody quite like that? Because when we interview him, he's just, a very thoughtful guy, very mild-mannered, and then something seems to change when he's out there on the field.
Never in my life have I played for a coach like that. I mean, he's, like I said, his passion for the game is just unbelievable. It's unbelievable, and I wouldn't rather play for anybody else.
How have you seen, speaking of coaches, how have you seen Jason Garrett develop as a head coach in the time that you've been around him?
From the time I've been around him, I mean, I've seen him grow leaps and bounds. I mean, when I first got there, he was the offensive coordinator. I barely said 2 words to him, but as a head coach, I mean, he just seems to be able to get the best out of each and every player. And he doesn't treat anybody different. A starter to a guy that's on the practice squad, a rookie that's on the practice squad. He doesn't teach anybody different, and he's just a great coach. And I'm glad I'm on his side.
You were a communications major at the University of Toledo,
yeah.
So you like to communicate in a number of different ways. We have some photos of you communicating with kids about the virtues of staying active for the NFL initiative. Tell us a little bit about this event. I think it was just this past week.
Oh, yeah, it was just this past Wednesday. I went down to Westview High School down in Austin, Texas, and we were just able to, communicate to the kids that, playing 60 is vital to your life. I mean, you might not realize it now as you're a young kid, you have all the energy in the world, but, the more you slack off on, getting your exercise or treating your body right, the more you're going to pay for it later on in life. And I was just letting them know that, there's, diabetes can develop, all types of things like that can develop off of that. And just wanted to let the kids know that playing 60 is very important, and I'm sure they got my message.
What does it do to you when you walk in and these kids react the way they do because you're a Dallas Cowboy?
Oh, man, it brings a smile to my face. They think I'm making their day, but, I mean, they're making my day. I mean, just knowing that I can reach out to all the kids like that and, send a message that needs to be sent, and they can get it through me, then, I mean, it's pretty much amazing, and that's what I live for.
When you were a kid, who would your player have been to walk through the door and for you to just go crazy? And you grew up in Pittsburgh, so don't lie to me now, because we know you weren't a Cowboy fan growing up in Pittsburgh.
This is true, and I would have to say the bus, Jerome Bettis. If he would have walked through, I mean, my smile would have lit up, and I would have done anything for him. But that was my favorite player growing up, being from Pittsburgh, so that would have been great. But back then they didn't have programs like that, and I'm just glad they do now.
The guys back home still give you a hard time about being a Dallas Cowboy?
They did when I first got here, but not anymore. They've been to the games, they've been to the stadium, so they're converted Cowboy fans now.
Again, a communications major. In the future, is this what you want to do? I mean, not at a little rinky-dink place like this, obviously. You don't want to do local. You want to be a network guy. I realize that. But is TV something you want to do eventually?
I would love to. I mean, whether it be in front of the camera or behind the camera. I mean, that's my passion, and that's what I got my degree in, and so I would love for that to be my second career.
Yeah, you would be the first former NFL player to work behind the camera. I guarantee you that. By the way, you probably wore a Fox 4 baseball cap.
Oh, yeah.
At training camp the last few years, and I'm being told due to budget cuts, we're going to need that cap back.
I got you.
If we could, times are tough. No, I'm just kidding. Wear that beautiful adjustable cap with pride.
Will do.
Barry Church, great to have you in. Good luck at the OTAs over the next few weeks, and we'll see you at training camp before you know it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.